Life Audio. Welcome to the Crosswalk Devotional. We are so glad to have you listening with us here today. Today's topic is about protecting your mind. We will return after a brief message from our sponsor.
Faith shapes how we live, and it should shape how we steward our money too. That's why 316 Financial exists. We're an online bank created to help people align their finances with their faith and their values. At 316 Financial, 10% of our profits are given back to faith-based ministries, supporting work that makes a lasting difference. It's a simple idea. Everyday banking can be a powerful way to live generously, and you don't have to sacrifice quality to bank with purpose. 316 Financial offers modern online banking, no monthly fees, free ATM access nationwide, and competitive interest rates designed to help your money grow responsibly. Whether you're saving for the future, managing everyday expenses, or looking for a bank that reflects what matters most to you, 316 Financial makes it easy to bank with intention. Learn more and open an account today at bank316.com. Banking services are provided by 316 Financial, a division of Primis Bank, member FDIC.
eGuard Watch Company's mission is a focus on faith and unwavering truth. Visit eGuardWatches.com to view the new faith-driven jewelry and watch line. Discount code 20eGuard saves 20% site-wide. Products are made unique to showcase your faith proudly and unashamed. Visit eGuardWatches.com. Code 20eGuard saves 20%. Your purchase will help raise awareness of Christians persecuted overseas, and resources from those sales will go to help charities in those spaces.
Keeping Your Mind on Guard, written by Aaron D. Anthony Brown, read by Rochelle Alberti. Bible reading. Be sober-minded, be alert. Your adversary the devil is prowling around like a roaring lion, looking for anyone he can devour. 1 Peter 5:8, CSB. People often imagine the devil as a goat-like beast that strikes fear into the hearts of men. However, such renditions of Satan are the result of human creativity, how we think of him. On the contrary, Scripture doesn't actually give us any physical description. We only know certain characteristics, such as his evil nature, pride, and deceitfulness. If Satan looked anything like how he is often depicted in popular literature and movies, wouldn't people run the opposite direction? Christian or not, that's just plain scary. Yet, I think we can agree that the devil is active in our world today. Very active. That means if he is to be successful, he has to be subtle. Such is the nature of sin. Sin is enticing because the consequences don't speak as loudly as the supposed benefits. Thus, the devil lures us in, and we fall for the trap. Now perhaps we blame him for the things that we ourselves commit willingly, due to our own flawed nature. However, I don't think the devil is off somewhere chilling and relaxing. He's acting against us as we ourselves do the same. Therefore, as Christians, we need to remember an important lesson as we go about our lives, keeping our minds on guard. Whether we're in a good season of life or a difficult one, there's always the potential of being pulled away from God. We don't always recognize the sin in our lives, but it's there. So how exactly do we guard our minds against the wiles of the devil and the tempting nature of sin? Intersecting faith and life. Here are a few steps you can take today to guard against the sin that creeps so easily into our lives. Be in the Word. Someone recently told me that he's confident in his prayers because he always gets what he prays for. What I also know is this man is not reading the Bible at all. As a result, he's left with who he imagines God to be instead of who God is. That could be true of any of us who call ourselves Christians, but don't follow God's tenets. How can we know what he expects of us if we don't know him? Moreover, how can we know how to stand against sin if we don't first turn to God? Yes, we can learn from the people around us, but they are sinners just like us. Their knowledge and wisdom are finite, not God's. And we know what is holy not because of them, but because he is holy. Be in a community. There's much to gain when we keep good company. Fellow believers have the ability to help us get back on track when we veer off course. They remind us of our worth to God and how to walk in wisdom. However, they can't offer any of these gains if we don't keep them around. That's why the Bible encourages us to be mindful of who we keep around us. Everyone in our lives, especially those we engage with regularly, influence us. Let's make sure they are influencing us for good and that we, in turn, are doing the same. The better our company, the less we will fall into sin. Be mindful. Introspection is an underrated and underutilized practice. To identify sin, we must first recognize it. However, so many of us are constantly on the go, and we don't take time to figure out how to improve ourselves. We don't know when to rest, or when to invest more into a relationship, or when we have developed a bad habit. We can see it in others, but not ourselves. All because we're not taking the time to think. Consider journaling, sitting in silence without distractions, and even praying that God will help you become more mindful. As mentioned in the introduction, we don't always recognize the sin in our lives, but it's there. And when we find it, we should respond accordingly by turning to God and His saving grace. Further reading. 1 Peter 5:8, Ephesians 6:10-12, Genesis 1:5, 2 Corinthians 11:14, Romans 12:2, Proverbs 13:20.
The Crosswalk Devotional is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review this podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
Hey Ted, what do you want to do today?
Well, Ashley, I've always got work to do, naps to take. But I have a better idea. How about we invite everyone to listen to the Team Us podcast?
I love that idea. Let's do it right now. Hi, everyone. We're Ted and Ashley Slater, and we'd love for you to join us as we talk about teamwork in marriage.
We share how grace, commitment, and cooperation can help couples live the everyday moments of marriage together.
To listen, go to lifeaudio.com and search for Team Us.
The Historical Jesus Podcast is the sweeping saga of the life and times of Galilean Jesus of Nazareth, as well as the faith, religion, and church founded to honor and disseminate his acts and teachings. Join me, Mark Vinette, on this fascinating journey through time, exploring the many great works of Christian theology, literature, architecture, music, and art inspired by the words and deeds of Jesus Christ.